Right then, this is a quick walk around video for an absolutely stunning looking CR-V. This is a 1.6 SR diesel, which has covered 64,000 miles. This car benefits from absolutely thousands of pounds worth of factory options. Sorry, I'm in a bit of a busier place than normal. As you can see, it's finished in this beautiful passion red metallic, which looks infinitely better in the flesh, but is gorgeous on the car. It's also got the 19-inch optional alloys, the full exterior pack with the front and rear extended bumpers and high-level rear spoiler. Sat nav, which comes from the EX model, which is a major upgrade on this car with the much bigger rear parking camera, but the car is absolutely gorgeous and in lovely condition. Front of the car, as you can see there, with the lower trim, lights and fog lights all clear and intact, and no cracks or condensation. Bottom of the car exceptionally clean, just the odd minor stone chip, but I'm talking very minor indeed. Near side of the car, passenger side first, absolutely mirror smooth in the panel work. Near side front alloy, very good indeed. The panel work on this side is, let's say, wonderfully clean. And come around the back of the car, always my favourite angle when they've got these exterior packs, because it just looks, it's subtle but it looks brilliant. That spoiler and the bumper extension just sits so nicely on the car. And round to the offside, driver's side, again absolutely beautifully smooth in the panel work. And it really is an exceptional looking car, which happens to be in exceptional condition as well. Coming to the boot area now, absolutely enormous boot, and again it's been kept superbly. Coming into the back, huge amounts of rear leg room and this lovely half leather interior in the SRs, which unlike so many in the back has been kept beautifully. Coming to the front and the passenger side, sorry, apologise for the glare. Again, passenger seat, again in really good condition. Finally coming to the front, again door card very clean and tidy, likewise footwell areas, and driver's seat again in very good condition. You always get a tiny bit of compression on the bolsters here, which is absolutely as it should be, but this one again is just much cleaner than most. Inside the car now, as always, the engine's running through this section so the dash can be seen illuminated. And there you see the optional sat nav system from the top model EX, all working perfectly. And if you put the car into reverse, that lovely clear gridded parking camera all working exactly as it should. Worth pointing out, if you're stationary with the handbrake on, you can actually watch films through that, put DVDs in, so which we've done in the past. But it has been kept very well in here. Then up hopefully to the dash binnacle, 64,203 miles, and there are no warning lights on the dash at all. Right then, this is a quick road test video, and this is for a Honda CR-V 1.6 SR diesel. This car is registered SL64EZR and with a mileage of 64,203 recorded. The reason we do all of our videos, and actually especially this road test section, is to ensure that if anyone's online looking at any of our cars, they actually get to see the car advertised in operation. The reason we feel it's important is simply because we've, like so many people, been to see cars which have looked perfectly good in photographs and descriptions, only to get there and find out when you drive it's got a fundamental issue which you'd much rather known about before setting off, so hence that's why we do it. We also do it on these lovely quiet country roads very close to our premises, and this actually forms part of the road test route we take our customers on. The reason for that is hopefully then it'll be representative of what you feel yourself should you be offered a test drive in the car. So coming to the car, I mean it's a lovely car, this one. Engine starts first turn of the key with no warning lights on the dashboard at all. Temperature gauge running into third, which is exactly where it's meant to be on a Honda car. it settles to smooth, even idle. I mean, it really is just a lovely engine. It's smooth and quiet, ridiculously economical. They're very, very good on fuel. Typical of Honda as well, in the sense that they, with regular servicing, are very long lasting and reliable in normal use. But it's one of these diesel engines which is just nice to use day in, day out. It's flexible. It's not one of these where it's peaky, it's all or nothing. It is a rewarding one, and also one that, when you're at a cruise, as I said, very quiet indeed. Engine then feeds through into the clutch and gearbox of the car. The clutch in the car is absolutely perfect, bite point exactly where it's meant to be, and it's nice and smooth in operation. The gearbox of the car, 6-speed manual gearbox, typical Honda gearbox, just brilliant. The gear change, the actuation, the quality of shift, the synchro mesh, everything about it, the positioning of the gear lever, you can't fault it. This would go into any of Honda's more sporty cars easily. It's that good. It's just every gear change, you're met with this beautiful precision to the actuation of it, and that feels exactly as it would have done when it was new. It doesn't feel anywhere in it at all. Steering on the car, track's absolutely dead straight. There's no vibrations at this speed, or any speed up to the legal limit actually. And it's a lovely power steering system again, because for some reason SUVs and some manufacturers seem to give them almost like a truck-like quality to the driving experience, and that starts the steering, which can be kind of vague, lifeless. It's just unpleasant basically. The Honda's the opposite of that. It's very car-like. When you drive it just normally, it's just a simple, easy car to drive. It's very accurate. When you turn into the corners, it goes exactly where you want it to go. But when you kind of push on, it also rewards. It is not a sports car in any way. But what it isn't is one of those cars that just sort of feels vague at speed. It's very confidence inspiring, and it feels really tight and precise on the road. Suspension helps with that, because what it gives you is a remarkably compliant and comfortable ride. But when it goes to the corners, you don't get loads of body angle with the lean of the car, or lurching, so those secondary motions you get with so many of its competitors, which can seem very comfortable when you drive, very good for test drives, because they just lollop along. If you think, these are lovely and smooth, but then you get to a corner like this and they turn in and they kind of sort of lurch through the corners. This is just brilliant. We recently went to Wales on a holiday with ours, around some particularly good roads, if you like. There was lots of motorbikes about, which is a telltale sign, and it handled it brilliantly, absolutely brilliantly. Also, by the way, no knocking noises, no rattles from underneath the car that shouldn't be there, so all in fine order. Just going to give the brakes a good old shove, make sure no one's directly behind, and go for it. Really good on the brake pedal, good solid instant bite, no pulsing or vibrations coming back through the brake pedal at all, so all fine there. Worth pointing out, and said that the car will be going in a day or so's time to another garage for an independent MOT to be placed on it, so all these things are going to be checked as a matter of course anyway, but as it stands and as it drives, all feels absolutely fine. Swing around here. Coming inside the car, from the walk around videos, in very, very nice condition in here. What static videos can't do is just give you that impression of build quality, because they are beautifully put together cars. No squeaks, no rattles, nothing at all, and that is typical of the breed. They are beautifully put together cars, and also just a lovely place to sit and drive a car. You get brilliant visibility. You can actually see the bonnet, which is a miracle of the car. Can't necessarily see where it ends, but you can't on any car. Massive wing mirrors. Just when you're on motorways, it's just very confident. You can see what's coming behind you. Very well done. And then the dash itself, quite a low scuttle to it, again, which gives you that kind of airy feeling. as you'll know from the walk around video, this is an upgrade. The sat nav in the car all working beautifully. Air conditioning pumps out absolutely ice cold air. It is currently, it's quite a warm day. But you're going to have different temperatures side to side on this. It's dual zones, so you get slightly different temperatures. There's no force field here, unfortunately. All the buttons, as I always say, just work with that beautiful precision of actuation, and which in hundreds of thousands of miles is going to feel exactly the same. It's just beautifully done. Heated seats, again, working exactly as they should. Dash binnacle in front is simple, legible. You look at it, you get your information, and it's perfect in that sense. Nice small steering wheel, leather bound, feels great in hand, and gives again a bit of an impression of manoeuvrability and truckability, which isn't necessarily the case, but it just feels very, very nice to use, and I can't detect any wear in the steering wheel at all. As I said at the start of the video, it is only a brief one, and I apologise because the sun's getting a bit low, so it might be a bit glary. It's just to show the car operating as much as anything else, and to feedback on anything I possibly can that needs mentioning, but there's nothing at all. It drives absolutely perfectly. As always though, if you've got any questions about the car, don't hesitate to give us a call.